Although saving money by spending less than you earn is a great way to start building wealth, focusing on what you're spending and investing on is equally as important. About 6 years ago, in my early 20s, I set myself a goal to reach financial freedom by the age of 35. And since then, I've made it a habit to minimize as much expenses as possible. However, I reached this point of scarcity in the beginning where I forced myself to save every penny possible in order to save up. And this also trickled to the way that I thought about life, friendships, and time. I had little to no lifestyle or fun, and I was very anxiously calculating my finances. 1 year into the goal, I remember sitting down and discussing with my friend on my expenses and ways that I can increase my wealth or my income. Things like, should I lower my phone bill in order to save myself $5 a month? Or should I take on this project despite my 2 jobs and a full-time course load in school? Being the caring friend that he was, he recommended me to this article that changed my life. It changed my whole wealth building mindset from a place of scarcity to a place more focused on growth and abundance. This article was on advice given by self-made billionaire Lee Ka-shing on how to build wealth by splitting your income into 5 sets of funds. On top of what most people spend on, which are living costs and fun or entertainment, there are 3 additional funds that should be set aside for self-development purposes. I have been slowly adapting from his methodology and started spending money consistently every month on these 3 things. It has helped in my growth and also in my income. My income has more than doubled since I implemented this 4 years ago. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what these 3 funds are, LRB, and what to do within them. I've applied and adapted these over time, and together now I collectively call them the Dream Fund. As corny as it sounds, I do believe that by using them appropriately, it can build the dream life, creating the work that I love possible. So the first fund is on learning. My key criteria to spending money on this learning fund is that it has to be something that you're interested in and it must be engaging. Now, if you're like me, I was never really good at school. I was dragging myself through most of high school. It got a little bit better in university because I figured out what I liked doing. But in the beginning stages, use this learning fund on what interests you. For example, I really enjoy business aspect of things. Hence, I invest a marketing course or a productivity course. I used this fund on books earlier on, and now that I've gotten to a certain level where I'm more comfortable with spending more money on this learning fund, I've invested more on learning how to start a YouTube channel. All these other fun things that I don't really associate as work. By spending it on learning what comes as an interest to you naturally, this automatically also attracts people that are already in that field as well. So I think of learning as fun now rather than before it was studying all day and not really sure what I was going to use that knowledge for. Now moving on to the second set of funds, which is on relationships. The criteria to who to spend money on would be on those who are more knowledgeable than you, smarter than you, richer than you, or people who have helped you. Spending and allocating money into building your inner circle and your support system and your tribe has really opened my eyes to a world filled with more laughter, more positivity, and also more inspiration. Seeing and meeting other people that have achieved what I want to achieve has been amazing. For me, it started off as treating a friend that was doing very well in his own business to coffee. I used to only think of relationship building in terms of time and effort. And while that is still true, it also allows me to practice gratitude more on a day-to-day frequency and really recognizing that I would not be where I am today if it were not for the support of others. Their encouragement, their inspiration, and their push to help me become the person that I want to become. I also always had this mentality before where, especially for mentors that are more successful than me, I used to think I will pay them back when I've succeeded to show them. But this set of funds every month, it's allowed me to pay out and show gratitude on a regular basis rather than waiting for a special occasion. Because even if somebody has done something for you or made an impact 5 years ago, it doesn't mean that you can't and remind them of how grateful you are for being a part of their life by giving a little small gift or a card just to show that you have not taken that relationship or that experience for granted. Third and last final set of funds is on business. This could be your full-time or your part-time venture. For me, it's always been a part-time thing because I am still in a career that I enjoy, but there's also a part of me that wants to explore what other ways I can create an even bigger impact. My criteria for focusing on what to spend on is to only start a business or a venture or a project, whatever you want to call it. Don't just look for something that you know will make you money, but also just focus on the things that you're interested in naturally. As Naval has said, in order to succeed, you should find something that is play to you but work to others. I really use this set of funds as an opportunity to really explore and dive into what makes me happy and how can I turn that into something that's sustainable, that creates an impact, and I enjoy spending time doing. So Li Ka-shing says to grow it as your startup capital. The capital can then be used to do a small business. Small business are safe. You can go to wholesalers or resell thrifted items and you can look for the products to sell. Even if you lose money, you will not lose too much money. However, when you start earning money, it will boost your confidence and courage and have a whole new learning experience of running a small business. I cannot agree on this category enough. What I went to do was based on my enjoyment for making handmade crafts for friends and family on a regular basis. I started looking into products that I enjoy making and that I can see a market for. So my first product was actually just hand sewing these Christmas ornaments, and I remember putting so much manual work in it, but still enjoying it. Although I don't think it was profitable in any means because of the labor and the time that I spent in it, it really taught me a lot of things. So I took these products and then I applied to a lot of craft fairs, got accepted to one, and I just decided to go and sell in front of strangers. So altogether, I probably spent around $100 just to test this idea. And although I broke even and made probably $50, what I gained from that was this satisfaction that other people actually appreciate my work enough to want to buy it for other family and friends. That feeling of satisfaction gave me more confidence to explore different ideas and products, which then led me to co-founding a glass etching business and then also a bath bomb business. It doesn't stop there because as you grow, you learn more problems and opportunities in the market. And for now, I've continually spent every month on a certain project or venture. Right now it's on YouTube. So I spent more resources on, purchasing a course and also gear and services that will help me provide more value and build whatever this project might become. So now that I've gone through those 3 funds, the LRB, I just wanted to say that in the beginning, I probably spent a comfortable small amount into these because the concept was still so new to me. So for example, I remember allocating $50 on relationships and then $100 for learning and I think $100 on business. And you don't need to spend it all every month. You could save up some and wait for it to accumulate until you can afford a more expensive class or education. The most important thing is that you intentionally look into what you can spend on within these 3 categories. As John Rohn said, become a millionaire not for the $1 million, but for what it will make of you to achieve it. To end, here's my favorite passage from the article that still resonates to me even today. Life can be designed, career can be planned, happiness can be prepared. You should start planning now. When you are poor, spend less time at home and more time outside. When you're rich, stay home more and less outside. This is the art of living. When you are poor, spend money on others. When you're rich, spend money on yourself. Many people are doing the opposite. There is nothing wrong with being young. You do not need to be afraid of being poor. You need to know how to invest in yourself and increase your wisdom and stature. You need to know what is important in life and what is worth investing in. You also need to know what you should avoid and not spend money on. This is the essence of discipline. Try to avoid spending money on clothing, but buy a selective number of items that have class. Try to eat less outside. Once your livelihood is no longer an issue, use the remainder of your money to pursue your dreams. Spread your wings and dare to dream. Make sure you live an extraordinary life. Although I don't believe that money can truly buy happiness, I do believe that it can enhance our experience and how we choose to live and give. All right, bye friends. Thanks for watching.